him off of here. That's right. I gotta take him off of here. So there's only one, and that's me. You understand? For all that fighting, you understand? The sucker think he good. The sucker think he can whoop me. And I know he can't whoop me. Hey, boy, old style is chump. You understand? When it comes to me, you understand? So let me get mine first. Then after I get mine, you can do what you want to do.
Yo.
We here.
Silverback
Chronicles Nation, what it is.
Yo, all my gorillas, what's up, baby? World, what's up? It's your boy, Big H, Silverback Chronicles Podcast. We back another week. You heard? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. We back. All right. Dre, what's up, bro?
What it is, Color Wild, all my people in New York, all of the East Coast, up and down. What it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest tonight. I'm not gonna say nothing right now. He's here. Listen, it's about to go down tonight. We've been waiting to get our brother here, and he is here.
He's
so
excited.
let me tell you.
Roll call.
Listen,
Roll
right?
call.
Oh, that's how you doing it? Yeah.
Roll call.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, it's going down. Tonight's going to be real special. It's real special and saucy. By the way, this is episode 28.
28.
We working.
28.
Word. Triple C.
Yo,
What's good, baby?
maintaining and chilling.
My usual. My man. Dre, what's up? Everything good?
Tranquilo. Shout out to my brother out there in the West Coast, Silicon Valley. They're dealing with the COVID nonsense, but he out there real strong in that bubble. Everybody Gucci.
Yes, sir.
Nothing needs to be said.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
Triple C, what we got first? Our sponsors?
Yeah, hit the sponsors up.
All right, first and foremost, let's give a shout out to Stopbox USA. Listen, everybody out there, go get your storage gun. Go get your storage for your gun. Put your pistol away. You know what I'm saying?
We've been telling y'all already.
For a while now.
What's the discount? What's the discount?
Don't forget the discount code is all caps, Silverback Podcast. All right? All caps, you get 20% off. 20%. Where else you going to go and get that?
No way.
Are you kidding me?
20.
Word. Dre, what else we got?
Of course, we're going to shout out First Choice Home Improvement, Albino. Everything but a roof.
Word.
That's it. Hit him up.
Holla.
We
If you're in
appreciate
Maryland,
you.
hit him up. He's a good guy. Take care of us.
DMV area, he'll take care of you. Don't matter.
Holla.
What's the number, Dre?
Ooh.
Albino hooked us up.
Word.
We'll drop it. Don't worry about it. We got you.
We'll put it down there.
It's all good. But yo, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, listen, we're going to go in. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to waste no time.
Do it like that.
You know, with any further ado, I tried. Listen, it's been a minute. My brother's here right now.
I got the number.
You got the number?
Yeah.
Well,
Just
go ahead.
saying.
Just don't cut me off again, all right?
My fault. Excuse me. First Choice Home Improvement, 443-831-3188. First Choice Home Improvement, everything but a roof. Holla at
Everything
them.
but a roof.
They'll take care of y'all. That's it.
My man Albino, good looking now. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Let's do it.
Let's hit them with some magic, bro, for the ears.
Listen, we not holding back tonight.
Oh, no, we laying
No,
loose.
sir. Don't know.
You know what I'm saying? You hear that in the background, right? So listen.
Tell you that Brown put you down.
The Brown to put you down, you heard?
You know what I mean? We sipping on that brown.
Word.
I thought I was gonna hear some gunshots.
Word.
Boop, 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 boop.
It's all good. He got it.
There we go. Bow.
You heard?
We got all that ratchet out.
There you go. But yo, with no further ado, I got my brother Tavon in the building. What's up, baby?
What's going
T-Bone.
on, man? What's going on? What's happening, my brothers? What's going on?
T-Bone.
I'm here.
T-Bone.
Finally.
Forever.
Yes, sir.
My brother.
Brothers.
It's been a long
Brothers.
time.
10 years.
What?
10 years.
Oh my
We
goodness.
appreciate you
1-0.
showing up.
I'm glad to be here, man.
Thanks for coming, bro.
I'm glad to be here. I'm humbled to be here, actually.
Now listen,
I am. No bullshit.
I'm so proud of you, bro. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to let my brother say what he got to say. But listen, We talking over 17 years in the game right now.
And before that, what he did military.
Navy, baby.
Right.
U.S. Navy, the world's finest.
The world's
Navy.
finest.
Come on, man.
How many
Come
years
on
you did
now.
in the Navy?
Man, 3, baby. 3.5. 3.5 strong.
You know when I got off on foot when I was a rookie, my man T.
Hold
T-Bone.
on. We're not gonna go there yet.
Okay.
Listen, the audience want to know from the beginning.
I got too excited. My fault.
I got you.
The beginning.
T, what's good?
The Genesis.
From the beginning, where you from?
From the Genesis. First and foremost, before I get into me,
Who you want to shout out? Who you want to shout out?
Humble me. I want to shout out to my brothers to the left, to the right. I can't say enough about y'all too, so I'm not even going to try. I just want to say, first and foremost, before I talk about me, I'm proud of y'all. I love y'all.
I love you more.
We love
What
you
y'all
too,
doing
brother.
right now, man? A lot of people who are listening to this don't know how far we go back
Yes.
into different ways.
It's different.
And I'm not just a guest. We family right here.
Absolutely.
Me and this man that sat at bars on our birthdays.
It's your
Me
house.
and this man to my left done that broke bread
You already
at
know.
our houses.
Absolutely.
Mutual brothers.
Yes.
We watch a lot of fights together.
Fights, sports,
Everything.
all of that stuff.
Everything.
So it's beyond co-workers, it's beyond friends.
It's beyond the blue line.
It's family.
Absolutely.
So I just want to just preference my comment before I even start about me, just to say how proud of y'all I am for y'all setting this platform for not just quote unquote police officers, but just for us, just for giving another different aspect from the stuff you don't see on the local, the world news, and all this other type of stuff from real people who do with this on a daily, 24/7, family, friends, foes, all of that. So I just want to put that out there. I want to preface that, just say I'm proud of y'all. I love y'all for everything that y'all doing, and whatever I can do that can support y'all, I'm here 100%.
We love you, Brock.
I love you more, bro.
Not a problem. Appreciate that. A little bit about myself. Born and raised East Baltimore.
East side.
East Baltimore.
East side.
Lower East Baltimore. I'm just going to shout out some streets. 2400 block of Huffman Street, 500 block of Lakewood Avenue, 800 block of Eager Street, which is Latrobe Homes, and 839 Douglas Court, which is Douglas Projects. This is where I was born and raised, where I'm proud of, where I came out of.
That's the hood within the hood.
Yeah, it is the hood within the hood, and I made it out of there. Shout out to all my family and friends, even to the ones that I've lost over these years, man. After I did that, did a little bit Furley, Northeast, Brims Lane, Baltimore Polytechnic, Academy of Finance, United States Navy, and Baltimore City Police Department. That's where my roots are. I am Baltimore, born and bred. That's who I am. I don't run from it. I don't hide from it. I support it. I take the good, the great, the bad, the indifferent. This is just who I am. I am 100% to the core. I'm not one place in White Marsh. I'm not another place in Perry Hall. I'm not another place in Harford County. I'm not another place in Bel Air or whatever the case may be. I am still Tavon from the 2400 block of Huffman Street.
From the concrete.
From the concrete.
From the
baby.
concrete.
From the concrete. Born and raised, and that's where I get my mentality from. And like I've always said, and when we met years ago,
Yes.
and it's one thing that whether you rocked in the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, 2010 on up, real will always recognize real.
All
Amen.
day.
And that is why we have bonded the way that we did.
Yes.
Me, us two, some other brothers that we know, real will always recognize real.
Amen.
And that's just how we are. And that's how we continue to be, no matter what district we in, what unit we in, what division we in.
It don't
we all
matter.
still connected as brothers because we all have that same base. We're 100 to the core. We know what comes first, and we have each other's back no matter what.
Oh my
That's all I
God.
gotta say.
Hey, yo,
What
that might be the hardest intro.
That's
I've
the
ever
hardest
heard.
intro we had.
Hey yo,
Look,
hey yo,
I'm
I'm
just speaking.
ready to
I
go
ain't
to
ready
war
for
right
war,
now.
baby. I'm telling you how it is.
I'm ready to go to war right now, son.
Let's do it, baby.
Hey, yo.
Let's do it. It's family.
So T, what high school you went to?
Baltimore Polytechnic, man. No
4
doubt.
years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loved it.
Now explain to the people like polytechnical school. Like what does that teach? What does that do?
Engineering and science.
Okay,
That
so
was
it's like up there.
That was the main thing, engineering and science. Now, of course, I didn't know that when I was going there, of course, because I came from out of Northeast Middle School, and to me, I just thought all high schools were the same, just by different locations. And when you from where I'm from in East Baltimore, actually, where I came up at is nowhere near Northeast Middle School. I went up there because my mom at the time didn't want me to go to the schools in the inner city, basically by the projects.
Right.
So my aunt Teresa, God bless her soul, had moved out to Chesterfield, which is quote unquote the Northeast District. Now, I gotta let y'all know, the Northeast District, Chesterfield, wasn't where when you guys came in, like what it is now. Chesterfield or the whole Sector 1 back in the late 80s, early 90s was all white. Matter of fact, I can tell you, even Bel Air Erdman, Bel Air and Mayfield, I still had to catch the bus to go down the hill to get a haircut by a black barber.
Oh, wow.
Because out there in the Northeast, it was all white.
Country club. That's why they called it that?
The country club.
Right.
So I went to I went to go live with my aunt for a while, which exposed me to a completely different Baltimore that I didn't know. Because like I said again, Latrobe, Douglas, Huffman Street, Lakewood Avenue, McElderly. That's all I knew. So when I went out there, it was different. As a matter of fact, my first quote unquote best friend was a white guy, was a white boy from the school that I went to. And believe it or not, him and his family took to me. They didn't see black. They didn't see race.
As they
They
should've.
just seen a good kid.
Right.
They took me. I wouldn't know nothing about hunting. I wouldn't know nothing about fishing,
That's dope.
camping, putting a worm on a rod.
Right.
None of that stuff wasn't for me. So going out there living with my aunt, going to that different school gave me a different experience outside of what I know. And the old saying is true. You don't know that you poor until you get out of it.
Right.
You don't know how you living until you get out of it. So what you born in, you just think, oh, that's just life.
It's the
That's just how
norm.
it is.
Right.
You don't know nothing about the counties and the suburbs and the good living and all that other shit. You don't know nothing about that. So that lifestyle exposed me to a different way of thinking, a different way of believing, and just saying, hey, you know what? There's a little bit more outside of this.
Right.
So that was my upbringing. Outside of that, growing up, I was into the football, basketball, boxing. My uncles, even though they was on the wrong side of the game, that's one thing that my uncles did. And my grandfather, they had a boxing gym up actually at Eagan and Broadway, over top of a convenience store right there on the corner. And the sweet science was what we were taught, all of my cousins, male cousins, how to box, how to lift weights.
Nice.
How to box, how to lift weights. And it was just born and bred. So pretty much after that, man, like I said, the military, honestly, the way that came in, I could have went to college the way my grades was. But you know what? It was something about, and a recruiter got my number. Don't ask me how the fuck the recruiter got my number. Just called me one time. I'm living with my aunt. I'm sitting there and like, oh, such and such. This is Troy, well, whatever, from the United States Navy. Hey, you ever interested in blah, 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 blah? Hey, man, we can pay for this. We can pay for that. We can X, Y, and Z. And that's how it went down. That's how it went down. You can take care of X, Y, and that's how it truly, honestly went down. I had no thoughts about doing that.
So that's what caught your ear.
That's what caught my ear. Taking care, hey, man, you can be 18 and have your own health insurance. You can pay for X, Y, and Z. You can still go to college. You can still X, Y. I can do all that. Just saying. Now, you got to remember, like I just said, where I come from, the housing projects of Lower East Baltimore. I can get paid. I can do X, Y, and Z.
And the money,
I can do whatever.
Right.
And learn the
you go.
skills.
Exactly. And again, I'm glad you said that, bro. And learn skills. So when I came out, the thought of me sitting behind a desk every day, doing the same thing every day, absolutely not.
Not for you.
Not for me. Not for me. And the only reason I went with the city was because the county actually hired me. I took the test for the county. They, did their thing or whatever the case may be, but I had to have laser vision surgery.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Well, listen, before we get into that,
What's up, bro?
I want to know, how was your experience serving our country at the Navy? From when you left high school, from when you went to the branch of service in the Navy, how was that experience and what led you to being a Baltimore City police?
Where was your first stop?
Let me tell you. First of all, I'm not even going to bullshit y'all like I never have before. To sit back and say that I was ready at 18 years old, I wasn't ready.
Right.
Because I'm in there with grown-ass men,
Right.
our age, and I'm coming from, I think I'm king shit.
I mean, you keep shit from the hood.
I'm from the east side. You heard?
You keep shit from the hood.
But
so.
let me tell you something right now. The some of the best relationships in growing was the people I met in boot camp and my basic training. I met people from New York. Now, I never been outside of Maryland, Baltimore.
Right.
Never been outside. So imagine me sitting there having a conversation with somebody from Nebraska.
Right.
What?
Wow.
Where?
How are we going to relate?
Like, how are we going to relate? How am I sitting there having a conversation with dudes who never seen snow? Never seen snow.
Right.
The fuck you mean you never seen snow?
Where you from again?
Where you from? Snow? You never seen, but you never seen rain either?
Right.
What the fuck? So it was
Never seen rain.
the fucking natural shit in life. You fucking tell me you never seen snow.
Word.
But, man, I'm telling you. So no bullshit. So boot camp was 12 weeks. I probably got my shit together.
Where was your boot camp? Yeah, where was your boot camp?
Bro, listen.
Where was it?
Great Lakes, Illinois.
Right
Chicago?
outside.
Right outside of Chicago.
So that's your first. That's your
about a
first time
35 outside of
Maryland.
Baltimore. It was my first time getting on a plane. I remember I caught the light rail. I think me and my mother did. The light rail took us to BWI, and I waited, and they put us, we went to the MEPS. The MEPS is in AA County. That's the MEP station where you do your registration pretty much for the military, whatever branch.
Yeah.
And then they put you in a hotel, a closed hotel overnight. They send a bus to pick you up, bring you back to the airport, and then you get your whole hugs and all that, whatever, and you get on the plane. So I got on the plane, never forget, man. First time ever getting on a damn plane. So again, I have a phobia for flying at this point because when I was 6 or 7, I seen the Challenger 5 blow up when I was in my grandmother's kitchen. So I'm scared of flying.
Right.
So the ticket was for BWI to Chicago O'Hara Airport. So I get to the airport. They put us in this room where the military people go. They put us on a bus, a little cheese bus, but it's like black is at night. So everybody's on a bus. Nobody's talking to anybody. Nobody. It's like fucking silence.
Everybody's shook.
Everybody's shook. I don't know none of these people. I'm by myself, and I'm like, all right, if some shit go off, let's shit, fuck it. I know how to fight.
Right.
That's
what's in the guard ready for.
Right. So listen, so the bus drive is so quiet, and all you see is blackness. You see trees and lights or whatever. So we pull up to this big building. Bruh, I counted down probably like 30 seconds. Somebody got on the fucking bus. Get the fuck off the bus. Blah, 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 blah. Motherfuckers just start yelling and all this shit. And all I see people just jumping up or whatever. So I'm jumping up and I'm getting my bag. Like, all right, everybody leaving, I'm leaving. So we go inside, man. We line up against the wall. Shut the fuck up. Blah, 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 blah. Now I'm sitting like, man, this motherfucker yelling. You know, what the fuck are you yelling for?
Like, what happened?
I was just talking on the bus anyway.
Word.
Before he came in. So he was like, you got, he said like, 3 minutes to call home and tell them you made it and hang up the fucking phone.
Damn.
So remember, this is 1999. So 99, it was no cell phones, none of that bullshit. Well, it was, but it was old school Nino Brown shit. But you couldn't.
Some Star Tax.
Minus walking to the city butt naked with a shotgun in your face.
Phone, right. So we go into an area, it has nothing but pay phones, and you have a call. Remember the calling cards back then?
Right.
1-800 collect.
Right.
So you only get 3-4 minutes, and all right, 1-800 collect. Then you got to wait to operate pickup. Then you got to put in the fucking code that the card have. Then you got to put in your access code. Then you got to wait. And remember,
I hope they pick up.
I hope they pick up.
Right.
I think I called my aunt Karen. Called her up. Hey, I'm here. Hey, are you all right? You good? You bam.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Damn.
And then we went through
Wait,
registration.
who hung it up?
Bruh,
The guy?
it was done.
Oh, it was out.
Done.
Just
and
like
then,
that.
And then we went for the next. They kept us up for 48 hours straight.
Doing what?
Registration, haircuts, getting size for our uniforms, everything in the world. You know what?
What haircut they
Sorry,
gave you?
36. Let me tell you, I went to the barber shop inside of the base. motherfucker, they gave me.
You had a Beijing, huh?
But let me tell you, I ain't had a Beijing. They gave me a white boy, and the white boy was just cut it all off.
That's it.
So let me tell you how crazy I was. When I got in the chair, I said, "Hey, listen, I need you to keep the hairline, fade it. I need
Let
you
me get
to
a fade. Right.
Said, I need you. Can you tempt this black barber? I need you to tempt this to the left and the right. Bring it back a little down in the back.
Give it that lazy line.
Damn.
He was like, yeah, none of that.
Took it all off.
It's like, yo, how you gonna do that to me? I just told you what I wanted.
Then they said, go shave. And at the time, I'm 18, so I got a little, little goatee.
Right.
Feeling fresh.
Thinking I'm sexy. I'm straight from the senior prom. Shout out to Weston.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Wait, what's
Weston
Weston?
and Lake, you know what I'm saying?
What's
Senior proms. I went to high schools. I went to
Western High, so
yes, Western.
That's all female high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did damage?
He had the
Yeah.
biddies over there.
Yeah, exactly.
You did
So,
damage.
we're going to get in trouble tonight. But
Right.
anyway,
It's all good. Yeah, but the back to it.
Right. Back in the day. 99, right. So I thought I was sexy. had a little earring. Thought I was T.O. and all that shit.
Okay.
So,
Had the LT Thunderbolt joint. No doubt.
so they took all my hair off. Then they took my goatee off, took the earring out, took my glasses off, and I had the Tommy Hilfiger glasses where they get dark. Now, 99 now, Tommy Hilfiger was the shit.
Yeah, it was fire.
All right, so
it was fire.
like I had the glasses where when the sun was out, they became sunglasses.
They're like
Right.
auto
Right
tip.
there, right. They took that shit like, nah, here's these Steve Urkels.
Damn.
These Steve Urkels.
Damn.
Yeah,
Black frame joints.
Yes.
No
The
tint.
brown glasses, the Steve Urkel joints.
No
Just
tint.
take them. That's what it is.
No tints, that's what it was, bruh. So I did that. That was a huge culture shock for me. Definitely. But I will say this, just to save time. The people I met, not only did they get me through that, they taught me so much from different cultures. California, New York. Matter of fact, my bunkmate was from Syracuse, New York. Can't say his name. Good guy. Learned so much from him. He was a Chinese. He was Chinese, and he was so humble. I used to complain being 18, like, why we got to do this? We got to stitch our underwear. Like, what you mean we got to stitch our underwear? Bro, that's just how it is. And he was so humble with everything. He never, ever complained.
Wow.
And
Humility at its best, huh?
Right, exactly. He was going through the same stuff I went through. I think he was a year older than me. He was probably 19 and I was 18. So we were some of the youngest people that was actually in there. And he never complained. He never cried. He was just so humble about everything. And and even to this day, I'm still in contact with him. I say, thank you for the humility you taught me
Wow.
in basic training.
Right.
Because I never, ever had that. Never had that in my life. And you showed me, because he had it harder than me. Because, bro, I'm telling you, when you sit there and you going through the stuff that you're going through in basic training and stuff like that, a lot of times, man, you want to quit.
Right.
You're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Right.
What is this? And then you think about everything that's going on at home, all the people that you're missing, the people that you're missing.
Word.
And you only have the people that's there with you, that's going through the training. And then the Navy, and I don't care what anybody says, is academically the hardest part of all the military branches.
Really?
Definitely. It's nothing but book work and studying. Nothing but they will ASMO you, and ASMO is the military term where they will set you back. Like, let's say in a police academy, you don't do good or you fail or you break whatever, they'll send you back to another class. They will send you back if you fail academic tests. That's how serious it is. Like, you can't go in and take an ASVAB test and just go into the Navy.
It's not gonna
They be
happen.
like, nah, maybe you good for the Marines or maybe you good for the Army.
Oh, wow.
No BS. So it was a lot of that, man. And even the friendships and even the battles, because it was a lot of it was a lot of alpha males. And I think what that did for me when I came into the police department, no bullshit, is for me to manage that, my own alpha ego, along with everybody else that I meet. Because when you come into the police department, it's kind of in a way the same thing to a degree, because you meet people that's from different areas, different cultures, different upbringing. Y'all two, from where? Oh, my closest friends on this department, really, I sat back and thought about it a few years ago. Damn, all of them from New York.
Right.
Everybody, for the
Right.
most part, outside of, 2 or 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit back and I think about it, and it really gave me humility, a work ethic, and how to persevere through the hardest of conditions. How to tread water in 30 feet of water with weights on you.
Right.
When you sit back and think, I did this so I can do that, that's how I took my mindset, man. No BS. And this is 18, 19, 20 me.
Wow.
No doubt, bro.
And you did how many years in the Navy?
3.5, a little bit more.
I appreciate your service, bro.
No problem, man.
Hell yeah. Thank you for your service.
No problem.
That was dope.
No problem.
Then you painted a perfect picture.
That's how it was back then, man. That's how it was, man. And I tell you, I would never take those days back for anything. For the people and the core people, we are still in contact to this day. And like I said, God bless the people that I lost. And I lost a few that was in my, I was in a unisex division. I was in division 468, and we were a male and female division.
Shout out to them.
Yes, shout out to anybody.
Wow.
468, that's still
division,
working.
468, 1999. The people that we lost in different situations and circumstances, man. Shout out to them, no doubt.
Because that was right before the war, right?
Yeah, man. That was right before 9/11.
Yeah.
And it was right before 9/11. And let me tell you, here's the crazy thing. When I was being recruited, my recruiter told me, and I never forget, I was at North Avenue in Maryland. Don't ask me, like, my memory sometimes scares me how I remember conversations. But we were driving in his car. We was going back to the recruitment center, which was in South Baltimore. And he said, listen, you go into the Navy, you can get a degree, you can X, Y, and Z, and you can do whatever. Ain't nobody going to war with the United States. Ain't nobody going to war with the United States.
And then boom.
Vividly.
2
Ain't
years
nobody
later.
going to war.
Boom.
That's what he specifically told me. He said, ain't nobody going to war with the United States. We got the most powerful military in the world. Ain't nothing happening. And then September the 11th, that alarm came. General quarters. General quarters, this a drill? This ain't drill time.
Shout out to every serviceman,
No
every
doubt.
military person.
Everybody. Marines, Navy, Army,
Yes.
National Guard. Everybody. Shout
Air
out to people
Force.
that don't get the credit that they deserve.
Absolutely.
The unspoken warriors
Right.
that's out here protecting us. And, it's more than just your local police and state police and FBI, CIA, and DEA. It's more than that. It's people that's protecting them. So shout out to all my service.
Let me tell you something. The lady I've been running with my steel plates vest carrier, and to think that our military is running with 20 pounds, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Yo, I run a mile and a half with steel plates, and I'm dying. To think that these men and women out there running with 40 pounds of equipment.
Definitely.
Yo, it humbles me, bro.
Definitely.
So shout out to them, all military branches. And I appreciate and I love you guys.
Definitely. Anytime I see a service member, and this no BS, I was just at the Waffle House in Edgewood by 95, probably 2-3 days ago after I left the gym. And I seen a guy, because out there is Aberdeen Proving Ground.
Wait, so you left the gym and you went and got some waffles?
Yes. Waffle House, not waffles.
Okay.
They serve at the Waffle House.
Right.
They serve, steak and potatoes.
Nah, but
and
this,
egg
we still
whites.
big
Yes,
dudes,
sir.
yo.
Come on now.
You gotta
Come
eat
on
now. Come on now.
You gotta
need
reload.
energy.
I mean,
Right.
you're a big
But,
guy. You gotta reload.
Yes, sir. I gotta reload. So I seen, because out there in that area, we have Aberdeen Proving Ground.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's a big military base out there. So I've always learned, and I didn't know it at the time as a kid. My godfather, God bless him, would always say, "Pay it forward." When I was a kid, I didn't understand what that term meant. And whenever I see one, and even a police, if they sitting there eating, I go up to the counter discreetly. I don't put it out there, and that's one thing y'all know about me. Like I'm a private person to the key.
Yes, sir.
I don't put stuff out there at all.
100%.
I go up to the counter. Hey, what's this bill? Take care of it. Like I'll pay for it. Like just my appreciation, and don't even tell them who. Just say a fellow serviceman took care of it. That's all he needs to know.
You
That's
know what? We
I
need
do,
to
man.
bring
I'm
that
telling
back.
you, like I do it all the time.
We
Like,
got to bring that back to pay it forward, because we lost that along the times. We should bring that
We
back.
have.
Pay it
We
forward.
have.
We have to pay it forward
Always,
because we
Always.
lost that in transition.
Because believe it or not, man, you know I don't believe in a lot of old school religious sayings, but I will say that that's one of the things that definitely comes back to you. Good karma
Always
bad karma
comes back.
Will come back to you.
Amen.
One way, shape, or form. Whether it's a month, a week, a year, 2 years, 10, it will definitely come back, man. And I just do it, man, because I'm like, you know what? I've been in your shoes before.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, that's it.
Hallelujah.
That's it, brothers.
So when did you join the department?
I came in at the beginning of 2002. 2002, that's where I met Dolomite.
For those listening that haven't heard
Episode 20.
episode 20, tell them Chris.
My guy.
Wow.
Triple C, tell him,
my
Triple
guy.
C.
Miss Yeah.
And what people don't know is me and Dolomite done known each other since the beginning. That's how far him and I go back. We was in the same class along with another great brother that y'all know, and I'm sure y'all have up here one day. And we was in a class and together 01, no, was it 02, 01? Something like that. I can't remember. And I hurt my leg coming over this makeshift wall we had in the old academy. And when I mean the old academy, I'm talking Guilford Avenue for all the people that's listening that remember going to the academy down there, Guilford Avenue. That's where we went to. We shared the building with the sheriff's department on the 5th floor. And I came over the makeshift wall. We was doing the training thing, and I fractured my leg. I didn't know that I fractured my leg coming over. I didn't learn that until 2 weeks later. Shout out to the staff, the medical staff.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that, right? Exactly. They called it a shin splint, right? You're going to tell me it's a shin splint, and I've been in the military. Like, I don't know what a shin splint is.
Right.
Anyway, shin splint that was on the paperwork. So I went to another class, and I went to the following class that came up. And after I came through that class, which I met a lot of cool people to this day, and I went to the Southwest. That's where I started. Started in the Southwest. Shout out to my FTOs. They know who they are, who got me into the West Side group, because I'm an East Side guy. Right. And East Side guys know nothing about West Side. Just like West Side guys know nothing about East Side. It's an unspoken rule in the city.
You can have a whole family
Right,
over West and
right,
never know.
exactly.
It's so crazy.
East
isn't it?
rocks with East, West rocks with West. West don't like the East don't like the West. That's just how it is. Don't ask me where it started, way before my time.
Yep.
That's just how it is. When I was in the academy, and they was like, at the time, they was like, hey, stand up and say what district you want to go to. Man, I named every East Side district.
Word. Send me back home.
I said, man, send me home.
All right.
Whatever you do not
Put
send
me in the West.
West Side.
Right.
So, of course, my last name being what it is, I'm first. So they set up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to the, because at the time it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the district. I'm thinking I'm going to the Central. All right, I can deal with the Central because that's a little bit of, I'm right there in the East.
A little bit of
they
both.
say Southwest. Then they go to the next A and they say, oh, Central, Southeast. Everybody start going in order. I said, well, how I get out of order?
How I get way over there?
I get out of order. So, of course, I'm sitting there saying, the hell is Southwest Baltimore? The hell is that?
Right.
Because when I grew up, you got on the subway, you went to Mondawmin, you got right. Triple C know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You went to, that's all you knew. You got on the subway, you got off at Mondawmin, you got back on the subway, you went back Lexington Market over east to catch the bus to wherever you lived at. I knew nothing about Southwest Baltimore. Nothing. I'm like, what? That's a district? Where is that? DeSoto Road. Frederick Avenue.
That's the county.
I'm like, what's
DeSoto
Bro,
Road.
when I say I lived in Baltimore all my life outside of, when I left from the military, and I came back and I'm like, what? So it's just a completely different culture in West Side. I didn't like it.
I agree.
I did not like it at all.
Two separate different worlds.
Two different worlds.
To this day.
To this day.
How long you was in the Southwest till you came
Bro,
back
I
to
was in the
Northeast?
Southwest for a year. And a homeboy of mine, the guy who I was working with down there, he took me under his wing. He said, well, hey, you ever think about writing a 70? I said, well, what the hell is a 70?
Word. put me on. What is that?
What the hell is a 70?
Word.
My guy, WB. if you listening. And he was like, yeah, if you want to transfer and still do what you do, but go to another district or whatever. He was like, well, what district you want to go to? I said, I can name about 3 of them. And they all over here. It's called the Southeast, the Northeast, and the Eastern.
Right.
I said, I even take the Northern. I said, whatever, anything that brings me back to what I know. Well, let me tell you, I think I wrote that. He brought me the paper because we was working midnight shift. He brought me the paperwork. I filled out the paperwork. I turned it in. And about a couple of months later, I was off on a little, I don't want to call it vacation. It was like a couple of days after Christmas, maybe 4 days. And I'm brand new, so I ain't getting no time. And he said, hey, man, the lieutenant just announced in roll call that you going to the Northeast. I said, stop bullshitting. He said, hey, you going to the North? I said, when? He was like, January 8th. I said, you serious? Bruh, so my whole everything just lit up like I'm going home, you know what I'm saying? I'm going back home or whatever. So, and that's how it went down. And then I came to the Northeast and worked midnight shift, and you know the rest is history.
I must say,
I heard that midnight shift in the Northeast was
Back in the day, yeah.
I heard it was
it's
crazy.
official.
Listen.
That's
a book
Don't
that
say too
somebody.
much.
That's a book that somebody has to write
Right.
when they're a long time retired,
Right.
because that'll be a bestseller.
I know.
Back in
I know. Will.
Hey, yo, crazy like that?
I know.
Good
Will.
times?
Back in 2004, 5, 6, yeah, midnight shift, yeah,
All right,
Amazing.
don't make me jealous.
yes.
Moving on.
It was, bro. Let me tell you something. Being as young as I was, no kids, no family. Only responsibility I had was rent and just probably a card
Plug and
note,
play.
Plug and play. Listen,
That's it.
Listen,
I need you on Tuesday. I
would
need
go
you
to
on
work.
Wednesday.
I would go to work just to go to work.
I'm proud of you.
To have fun.
Who's better than you right there?
But listen,
No,
bro,
nobody.
listen, what a time to be alive.
Word.
I'm telling you, like we had.
We'll
Now
save
this
that for the
is
books.
when they closed down the IHOP, the 24-hour IHOP they had on York Road. So
Damn, didn't even know they had
everybody-
that.
Everybody was after the concerts, the strip
Mm-hmm.
clubs will go to Valentino's.
I know that.
Harford Road and Northern Parkway.
Right.
So when you work at midnight shift,
Shout out to
what
them.
time do the strip clubs and the concerts and all that end? It's
Perfect.
Triple C, my man. So
Hey, yo, say less.
back in the day,
Say less.
Back in the day.
Let somebody write that book. Say
Man,
less.
Just reminisce a little bit.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. Now, y'all know where Valentino's sit.
Right.
there on the corner, Northern and Hartford.
Amazing.
In those days, it was nothing to see on a Friday, on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. And the dudes that listen to this, I know they're going to smile, put a smile on their face right now,
Word.
because they know it's nothing. It was nothing to see 4 cars on the Hartford Road side,
4 cars.
4 cars on the Northern Parkway side.
Oh my God.
Say no more. We're gonna keep this
Word.
a halfway family show tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it family. But yo, so
Man, it was fun.
so where you at now? You at 17 years?
17, man. 17, sergeant.
Sergeant, right?
Yeah, man. Sergeant life, bro. Just different everything. Not just as far as responsibility, because the one thing that all us 3 know, we've worked that monster district.
Right.
So when you work that monster district for years,
Northeast is a beast.
you can work anywhere.
Anywhere in the city.
Anywhere in the city.
Right.
So again, the game had to change, where you go from working sector 2, sector 1 to now your focus is supervising, helping, administrative, and things of that nature.
Right.
So the game had to change, but it's not like it got harder, because in my opinion, there's no other district that rivals the Northeast district as far as workload.
Right.
And as far as the call volume, and as far as the different calls and learning. Like, I mean, know how they doing with the academy, changing stuff up. I say, hey, make your field training in the Northeast district.
Absolutely.
Because there's no other district that's going to give you everything
That you need to
all
know.
the other districts that you need to know had do 28 days or two tours in the Northeast district on 7 to 3 shift and the 3 to 11 shift to learn.
Right.
And you and I, all of us three, we got the best of the best.
Right.
We got the creme de la creme. So no matter what district, what division, what unit we went to, we done handled it before.
Right.
So when I go to a district like the Southern District, not only is it a complete 180 as far as the expectations and the workload and the people and what they're accustomed to, I'm kind of like, all right, the hard stuff is behind me.
Right.
So now you got to enter to a new phase to where you got to manage personalities, work attitudes, work ethics, and learn a bunch of administrative stuff to where when we did it, when we ran the streets, it was about us, it was about the squad.
Right.
Now you got to focus that to where it's about the people that you supervise.
How do you feel, or your experience? How long you was in patrol for?
Straight patrol. I did a little bit of time in DDU and I did a little bit of time in neighborhood services. But I would say all in all, just like hitting it, like 12 years.
12 years?
12 years. Now, I would put the other two, the DDU and the neighborhood services, under the other two.
Nice. So from all that experience, did that prepare you for being a supervisor? And if it did, how do you feel? How do you feel now as being a supervisor and being in that spot where you was an officer, a detective? How is it a big difference, and how do you deal with it?
I'm gonna tell you, because when I got promoted and I went to this particular district,
because our work ethic is different from the Northeast to
and Dre too,
right?
And he knows too because he was working there before I even came there.
That's why
so
we
he
gorillas.
was telling right. So he was telling me some stuff or whatever, and I remember talking to him because he had hit me up with some OT, hey whatever, and I'm like, bruh, this is not where we came from,
right?
Say I can have conversations with Dre, I can have conversations with you because y'all know because we came from that district,
right?
So when I come there and it's like, this is work.
Really?
Dre, no.
I've been there.
This is work.
We don't got 40 calls in the hole?
It ain't 40 calls and ain't 30
when I
calls.
landed there, when they dissolved that unit that I was a part of because of those guys that did what they did, and they sent me over there because they tried to punish me and they sent me to the furthest districts away from my family or from my home. When I got there, and they were like, "Oh my God, and I'm like, y'all call this work?"
Right.
I came from the Northeast. Right. The mighty Northeast.
Bruh, I'm telling you.
Mighty Northeast.
As far as workload, like nothing will have you shook.
At all.
And it's because of what we know.
Where we came from.
Right, where we came from.
Right.
And like I said, none of us had a choice on going to the Northeast. It's just where we were.
Right.
And we had to be accustomed to everything that came with the Northeast. So it was nothing for us to come out and handle 20-something calls a night because we know that's just
it's
what
the
it
norm,
is.
right.
So when you come to another spot and you come to a day work shift where it's like, I come in and I look in the officers' run sheets and there's no disrespect to them. They got 3 calls.
Wow. For 8 hours of work.
Hours. And remember when I got promoted, we were still on the 4 and 10.
Oh,
so
that's
we still
right.
had the 10 and a half, 11-hour shifts.
Right.
And I'm sitting back like
4 calls in 10 hours, bro?
In certain sectors, yes.
Wow.
On certain days, yes.
That's crazy.
And you sit back and like, damn. And then you meet some officers who are in that district just as long as we were in the Northeast district. So I sit back and always say quietly to myself, I'm like, you have no idea.
You have no idea.
I can't jump on you because that's all you know.
Right.
Right.
You don't know what it's like
right.
to have a run sheet in the front and the back, and then I got to go to the district to grab another one.
Right.
They don't know about that.
Fully filled out.
And it's no fault of theirs. The Northeast is just a beast within itself. And everybody I know who has worked the Northeast for a minute and left the Northeast for a minute are doing just freaking fine. To them, ain't nothing.
You know what I wanted to ask you too?
What's up?
Just the overall between like us. Everybody we know, a lot of people came from the Northeast. Mm-hmm. It's a majority of a lot of people that came from the Northeast has blossomed.
Yes.
Has passed the supervisor test. So they first go around and just go into other different units. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, coming from the Northeast, like our foundation, we know how to police.
And you know what? That's what it is. And because honestly, and I'll tell you for somebody who I took the sergeant test twice. 1 year I took it, I passed the written. When I was given my oral date, it didn't work out for me because I had vacation in and I was in another country.
Right.
So I wasn't going to cancel that to just come in. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's just not my time. So when I took it again, I hit the written and I aced the oral and stuff like that. And I will honestly sit back and say, because we deal with everything that we deal with, and I'm talking about from the KGA calls to the hospital calls to the out of jurisdiction sex offenses to all the crazy stuff we dealing with, you go in there knowing, like, once you on that test, you like,
it's nothing.
I'm telling you, and once you actually get to the field, to the actual field of being a supervisor, you sit back and you say, well, I remember doing this. I remember doing this. I remember doing this. And there's nothing like being a new supervisor. And it's no disrespect to people who are in detective divisions or whatever divisions, then got to come back to patrol to, be a sergeant or whatever. But once you come from that division and you get promoted within that division, you know. And it's not just to say like, hey, I'm better than you or I know. It's how to help you.
Right.
I did this to a volume that you wouldn't even understand.
Let me
show you
right.
a different way or a better way or a new way, or let me just modify it because we only know what we know.
Right.
That's all it is, brother.
Being a detective has made me, coming from the Northeast, being my first home, has made me a better detective. 100%. And that's why I've been able to work the entire city because, like I said, I was in the Southern, and I was able to handle everything they threw at me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different breed. It's
different, bro.
How do you feel about these new officers as opposed to when we was in the streets? Our mentality was different.
Especially as a supervisor.
Let me.
From a supervisor experience, tell me what you see nowadays with these new guys coming out.
Especially as like an old school officer and now a supervisor.
I'm going to be 1,000% honest, the only way I know how to be. In our era, in the 2010s, 11s, 12s, 13s, in our primetime era, and I'm sitting back and I'm seeing the faces and the people in the shift that we was on. We had some dogs.
Yes.
We had some dogs.
What?
Listen. We had some dogs. And, bruh, to work that, just to sit back and think about even the dudes with time on to yard sector, to sector 2, we had some dogs.
It wouldn't even work. We had so much fun. It wasn't
even work because we knew what we had to do.
Yes.
And that is no bullshit. I'm not embellishing. I'm not saying nothing that's out of court. I'm telling you, we had some dogs. And I think those particular dogs were meant to work that district.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form, we was built to do that. So you got to remember where we come from, where I come from. And then I got to flip that to a district that's a completely 180.
Right.
From people who only know what they know.
Right.
That's used to working Fed Hill or, God, what's that other? Pigtown.
Right.
Or Turkey Hill. Or whatever the case may be. And sometimes I got to hold back my bias.
Right.
I can't get on them.
Right.
Be like, you think this work? Or you think this busy?
Right.
You think this is something?
Right.
You want to complain on this? So that's the part of me that had to grow because I had to realize that, you know what? Like I told you before, you only know what you know.
Right.
And that's it. And let me just say this though, and I'm gonna be honest. And I just said, hey, we had some dogs. Listen, we had some great female officers that worked in that district.
Facts.
No BS. That's no longer there. Some are there, but most are gone.
Right.
We had some great female officers that would get out there, that would handle cars, that would get in foot pursuits, that would do their business too. And I can't shout them out, but they know.
Shout out to Queen Moody.
No doubt. To the legend, Wright, D. Wright. I mean, from the Southeast, the admin sergeant down there. Yeah. We had some great female officers that worked just as hard as we did.
Absolutely.
And that district, like I said again, it's like that one-time thing to where it happened and it'll never happen again.
I'm glad you,
people.
Oh my God!
I'm glad you brought that up.
That breed of people that we had on that shift in that district, it'll just never happen again.
Because it's always the saying with that people that we had us. People always said, "Listen, the district will run itself."
Yep.
100%.
You couldn't be in a better supervisor position than to have the people we had on the shift that we had.
No doubt.
A supervisor didn't have to do nothing. All we wanted you to do was sign overtime slips.
And reports and overtime slips.
That's it.
Yeah. Shout out to my admin sergeant in the Southeast.
No doubt.
Because she was definitely
she
there.
was one of them.
She was one of the dogs.
She was one of them.
You said D, right?
K Gaskew.
All day.
Oh, yeah.
Man, look, K
Still
Gaskew,
active.
D
Still
Wright,
active.
Yeah.
L Lee D.
Yo, it goes on.
Newman. I mean, that's
You're right.
Newman. I mean, we had female officers that went just as hard
as the
guys.
How about what's her name? I can't forget. No disrespect, but I can't remember her name. But
what shift?
The one that she was in Sector 2 with us. She's in Health and Wellness now.
She's in where?
You talking about Cray?
McCray.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Shout out to McCray too.
Shout
yes,
to McCray,
definitely.
yes.
Her Gaskew.
I worked with her last week.
Her Gaskew and Lee, all of them.
Definitely.
She'll get it in.
She'll get it in.
And see, these are all the people
that
came
from the Northeast.
From the Northeast.
Right.
From that shift, from that bro, I'm telling you, it's just it'll never happen again.
McCray.
Yeah, it'll never happen again.
It won't.
It'll never happen again. To have that cluster of people,
Word.
That shift, bro. Let me tell you again. It was nothing from Smothers to Sanders to.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Markowski.
It was
Smothers.
Yeah.
You know, Smothers was on not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yo, you know,
listen.
Braggs came back.
Are you serious?
Bragg, yes.
I had no idea.
Braggs is back.
What?
Yeah, he's downtown.
No,
He said he's trying to get put in the Western, but he got hired. Yo, bro, 5 years he was with the state police.
What? And he
said I got tired of it.
Yeah,
you know what he told me verbatim? He told me I got tired of sitting on the sideline and watching.
Yep.
You want to join a fight? Anybody listening to this?
Do you want to join a fight? Or do you want to sit on the side and just watch?
Join the city department. Yo, shout out to the NYPD. They out there. Yo,
shout out.
They dealing with a lot right now.
Yeah, man. It's just tough all around.
It's a tough, you know what? That'll segue into our next
Triple C.
Yo.
But before we go into that,
T-Bone, thank you.
No problem, brother.
Yo, I love you, bro.
Hey, yo, that was dope.
Too, man.
Yo,
we
amazing.
Pull your heart out.
We do.
Pull your heart out.
Know how we do, man.
Organic.
I appreciate that.
Word.
Two people that made me want to go to war, and you know both of them from Baltimore. So,
Word.
you know what I mean? Man, this is how we talk. It's the Ray Lewis.
The Ray Lewis.
Look,
we
man.
talk with that passion.
No way,
you know
man.
Listen,
man, listen.
we
I know
with
one
that
way.
Ravens leadership right there.
100, man. That's how I am.
Leonidas sent him.
To the listeners, we're gonna go a little bit over, but
it is what it is. We vibe.
Enjoy. That's what you're here for.
Enjoy the ride. Triple C, what's next?
And shout out to all the listeners.
2 badges.
Locks the badges.
Boom, bang, 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 bang. We gotta beatbox it.
See that? I'm listening.
It is from Ryan, 2 R's, 3 Y's, 3 A's, and 3 N's.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, Ryan, 2 R's, 3 Y's, 3 A's, and 3 N's.
My man.
My boys from Jersey got me hooked on this podcast.
Holla.
He is PAPD representing. He said, keep it up, guys. So just a shout out today.
Hey, yo, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to you, man.
Listen, Ryan, we appreciate you, bro.
Hey, yo, Ryan, whenever you...
my brothers.
Wow.
Yeah. If you're not busy one time, let us know. Come down. We'll host. And you could get on. That's it.
And if you can't show up, just call, bro. We'll do a live interview with you.
Oh, yeah, our technology's up like that.
You know
What's
what I'm
up?
saying?
Killing it.
But listen, at the end of the day, we appreciate you, bro. Listen, take care of yourself. Take care of your brothers and your sisters. Watch your 6. And here at the Silverbacks Podcast, we love you. We appreciate you.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bro.
Hey, yo, you know what? Build that community up there. You see how we got this community right here? We got people coming in and we share that love. Do that up there, bro.
Word. Shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to you, bro.
Triple C, what we getting into today, bro?
We in Silverback news. This one right here is gonna tickle your fancy, so we're gonna get right into it.
Okay.
I want to give y'all both stories all at once so y'all can, because they kind of coincide. So the headline on unilad.com. There was a.
That's the second one.
Oh, the second one.
Yeah, we'll go with the first
Yeah.
one.
Let's go with the first one.
Got you. Okay, so this one is from policeone.com.
That can.
Cali City to consider separating police from traffic stops. Experts say they believe it's the first proposal of its kind.
Experts,
Hey,
huh?
Yes.
Experts say.
Experts say.
Experts say.
Oh,
Can I ask you, what are you an expert in?
Word.
So
'Cause
from
definitely
Berkeley,
not common
California,
sense.
Go ahead.
a city in California's Bay Area has introduced a proposal that would shift all traffic enforcement responsibilities from police to civilian city workers amid calls for sweeping police reform. I'm going to stop right there.
Listen,
Can I just say, you want to go first or should I go?
I'm not going to go first.
Oh, we're going to allow the
We're
guest?
going to allow our guest.
The sergeant.
With the sergeant with over 17 years of experience working in Baltimore City Police. We're going to let his expertise on this topic right now.
Bring it down. Triple C, bring it down. So you can see it. It says a city in California Bay
Area.
has introduced a proposal that would shift all traffic traffic enforcement responsibilities from police to civilian city
workers.
What is your opinion?
And they're talking
Sir.
about this is the first time ever for police reform to stop certified police officers. Sir, with no further ado.
Sir, what is it? Sir.
Okay.
How do you feel about this topic, sir?
Let me mellow this bullshit down and shout out to this Crown Peach, man. 'cause
I appreciate
Crown
you.
Peach
It's amazing.
It is always
Amazing.
But man, listen.
Word.
I'm not even going to. You know, my godfather used to say, man, when you entertain ignorance, you just as bad. You just as part of it. I'm going to say this.
Experts.
Well, let me. I'm going to address this. I'm going to address this. I'm going to keep it so simple with this. The logic that is not there with this. There is no. Let's speak of city government agencies. Mm-hmm. No quote unquote experts come in and tells the teachers how to teach.
Absolutely.
No one others experts come in and tell the fire department
How to put out fires.
No one's. No one comes in and tells the DPW how to pick up trash, what trash can they should dump first, and all that other types. Nobody does that. Nobody tells them what roads to operate first. Well, you shouldn't break down Bel Air Road. You shouldn't X, Y, and Z. You shouldn't do that. But for some particular reason, everybody is an expert in law enforcement and policing. There's nothing but quote unquote experts. Don't nobody want to tell a doctor how to perform surgery. Nobody wants to do none of that. But for some reason, people can get up on their social media platforms, their IGs, Instagrams, their Twitters, and all this other type of stuff and call themselves experts. Because now they can tell a police officer what they should do or what they shouldn't do on a quote unquote car stop. And there is no car stop that is the same. But of course, they already know that. But again, that goes back to what I was saying. There is no other agency, no other part of a city government agency where experts come in to tell them how to do their job except for police work. There is none.
I have a question.
What's up?
How many car stops have you done, H, in your career?
I can't even count.
I can't.
How many car stops have you done?
Oh my goodness.
Sir.
Oh my goodness.
Over what?
1,000.
Easy.
Same here. Do you consider yourself an expert?
And car stops? Absolutely.
Do you consider yourself an expert?
I would if I had to say that.
How many car stops have they done?
Right. We don't know because everybody's a quote unquote expert.
Expert.
You can't do a car
Expert.
stop.
What's
from
your
an
resume
office.
like?
Your resume is you went to school and you got a criminal justice degree, AA degree or BA degree in criminal justice, and all of a sudden you know police work.
Right.
That's what it is. Because your textbook showed you what it's like to pull over tinted 1999
Nissan Maxima.
Nissan Maxima, the windows tinted out, with weed coming from it and music blasting. Your textbook told you what you should do.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you this now. And plus with the shooting that happened a couple of weeks ago, let them start putting city agencies or other people, civilians, to respond to them calls and see what happens.
It's going to be more body
It's going to be more bodies dropping.
Yep.
This makes absolutely positively no sense.
Right.
Can I
But
just-
again, I don't even get frustrated over this because my thing is I never believe in people's intentions. I always follow the actions. And if you're stupid enough to believe that these people are sitting around saying, we're going to send civilians to do car stops. What?
do they have guns?
Bruh, are they going to make a civilian police car? What are they
Word.
going to do? Bruh, listen, that's why I don't even, bro.
Do they have guns?
I don't even put it
Yo,
to
shout out to Police Academy Citizens on Patrol. That was
Citizens
my
on
movie,
patrol.
son.
Like,
That was
come
my
on,
movie.
bro.
Hey, yo, I've been a part of an elite
goodness
drug
gracious.
unit, right? Drug unit, and if the bad guy runs away from us, and we're like prepared to make car stops, we're prepared to make these stops, we're prepared to stop these drug guys that we've been watching because we do target enforcement. A citizen with no Uncle Otis.
It's stupid. It makes no sense. Like I can't believe some of this stuff is believable. It's almost like
yo,
WWE.
let
It's
me
like you're
just-
sitting there saying,
We all know how do drugs get to the neighborhood? How do they get transported to the neighborhood? Cars is the biggest vehicle.
Listen, car stops will get you everything you want.
Cars got
I just it baffles me, but you know what? With this line of work,
You think a drug dealer's gonna say, "Hey, you're a city worker. I'm gonna listen to you."
listen,
All they're gonna do is take off.
with this line of work, unfortunately, it comes with the territory. We have thick skin, but that just doesn't make any sense.
no sense.
You're gonna have a regular civilian that's not specialized
Trained.
at all.
They don't even know what to look for.
What are you gonna
They
look
wouldn't
for in
even
that
look
car
for it
stop?
anyway.
You just gonna
vehicle
walk up
pick
to the the car door,
And be
all
like-
windows up, tinted,
Hello,
black.
You're the car, and I'm the guy. I'm the. Hey, sir, I noticed you been smoking and ran that red light. What are you doing?
Probably gonna smack the shit out of
Get
him and
these
take off.
people
In Baltimore
Get
City?
these-
What?
get
In
these
Baltimore
people
City,
hurt.
the first thing, and look, and T-Bone know, first thing in Baltimore City, they gonna say, you ain't got no gun?
Bruh,
Boy.
get these people hurt
Yeah.
out here.
Ain't, gonna be,
Yo,
ain't nobody
Y'all
worried
ain't
about
not
you.
ready.
Get the fuck
Not
out of
worried
here.
about you. They're gonna laugh at you. Man,
Yeah.
please. You're
You're
just like a
clown.
safety. Like
You're
in
a
elementary
clown.
school
Family
back in
show,
the day.
Yo, he's
Like a
You're a
safety
clown.
back in
Sa- yo,
elementary school.
safety patrol.
Right, safety patrol in elementary school. That's
Right.
exactly what they are.
Come
Like, man,
on.
ain't nobody playing. You're a flashlight cop. You're a CVS
Right.
Walgreens
Can I-
cop. Ain't nobody paying you. No
Can I
attention.
just say, violence can only be stopped by violence. It ain't gonna be stopped by this. This ain't gonna work.
You know what? I saw
It ain't gonna work.
in Atlanta.
What did you see?
I saw T.I. did he was on the Breakfast Club. I think he was talking to Ebro, one of them. And this is when the 8-year-old girl died. Right after, the unfortunate passing of the gentleman at the Wendy's. And even T.I. admitted, you know what? It's our fault. You want to know why he said it's their fault? Because he said, you know what? We told police, yeah, fuck police. We don't need you. We can police ourselves. And look what happened.
Yeah.
We let an 8-year-old girl pass away from black on black crime.
I say it all the time, and I said it earlier. It's a lot of embellishment and there's a lot of BS that's going on out here, but us, meaning black people, we know what the deal is. We know what's going on out here. Grandmother always said, rest her soul. You can't clean outside till you clean the inside. You can't go out there sweeping the streets and cleaning everybody else's lawn when your house is dirty.
Absolutely.
That's all. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. And we need to stop this victimization that we're consistently playing. We can't deny the facts. We can't. We can't overlook the facts just because it's the flavor of the day.
Word.
Let's get on this race. Let's get on that race. Let's get on this cop. We cannot overlook what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Hey, yo, Sarge.
It's what it is.
Being that you just brought up victimization, Triple C, can you please bring up the next topic of victimization?
What's going on?
The next one was about a cop that was pulled over, and the article clearly says black cop pulled over by white cop, and said it was the scariest encounter ever. I'm sure everybody has seen it, so we're going to leave names out of it, but we're going to paint the picture of an officer was pulled over. We don't know what an
off-duty officer.
Yeah, off-duty officer was pulled over, and what he said was that when they came up to the car, he said that his demeanor changed after he said that he had a gun and a knife in the car, and then the officer put his hands on his weapon before giving him a chance to explain. Then he said, I'm a law enforcement officer. I have all my credentials to show you. This man, and his hand stayed on his weapon. He said, well, let me see them. And he said, F no, I'm not reaching into my pockets where my gun is on my hip. And I told him, and I said, please turn your body camera on. So I'm sure you've seen it a million times. It's on everything on social media. So from you all looking at that video, what do you think about that instance?
Who wants to go first? Because there's a lot to dissect on this video.
I'm gonna shoot from the hip. And this Big H talking to that gentleman. Listen.
Who was in Maryland?
Listen, homeboy, you was in Maryland.
He's a wolf.
He said this time a wolf pulled over a wolf.
So now it's a gorilla talking to a wolf.
Let me explain something to you, homeboy. Listen. I don't know your background. I don't know what department you from. But if you police, my man, if that officer pulled you over, the first and foremost thing, you're supposed to address yourself and your credentials prior to him getting to your vehicle. You want to know why? Because it eliminates his threat level so he can feel more comfortable on the person that he's dealing with and know that the person he's dealing with is a professional and it's okay to have knives and guns in that vehicle. You said the officer came to you and you answered the question saying, when the officer asked you, did you have any knives or guns in the car? You said, yes, I have knives and guns. What do you think that officer's supposed to feel when you say that? He doesn't know you. And then you say, oh, your follow-up was, oh, yeah, I'm in law enforcement. I have all the credentials. Hell, who's going to believe that? That officer's threat level is through the roof. I would have my hand on my service weapon ready for anything because his threat level is through the roof. He don't know you. No doubt. So you're going to answer saying, oh, yeah, first you answer, yes, I got knives and guns. I got knives and guns in the car. Are you crazy? And you expect him to be okay with that? What officer you know is not going to be alert? And his stress level is going to be through the roof because he don't know who he's dealing with. And then followed by that, you say, oh, by the way, I'm a law enforcement officer. You sound like a bozo, bro. Straight bozo. Because if you police how you supposed to police, you're supposed to let that officer know from the gate. Listen, what's up, bro? What's up, boss? Sir, I'm an officer. Here's my credentials right here in my hand. If I was speeding, I apologize, but here, take a look at it. Simple. It's simple. You know how many times I got pulled over as an officer? And I was off duty? Yep. And I got my credentials ready. Mm-hmm. Hey, sir, how you doing? I'm Detective so-and-so. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I was speeding a little too fast. I apologize. As soon as he reads my credentials, I'm out of there. Yep. I'm not going to get into a pissing contest with him. Well, you got guns. All that could have been avoided. I don't know what you was trying to prove, my man, but you miserably failed. To me, you trying to get out there, and you trying to get out there so people could acknowledge. And then he says, "I understand what you're going through." Are you kidding me? Sarge, go ahead, Sarge.
Can I please pick up
Please
on that?
pick up.
First of all, I 1,000% concur with everything that you were saying. Secondly, this to me, he was feeding into the propaganda. He was feeding into the propaganda just for his own benefit. If he's law enforcement, he knows exactly what he has to do. He knows discreetly, respectfully, your police ID, your credentials. You roll all your windows down. I tell all my family and friends this. If you have dark windows, and we don't know if that's the case, you roll your window down, because as an officer, you're supposed to know when you go up on the car stop, you don't know what you're going into. So one thing hey, all the windows are down, I can see this person, a level of relaxation, or just like, oh, okay, all right. Whew,
I'm good.
Calm
now.
down again. Okay, all right,
it's
this is going to
courtesy.
be it's courtesy.
Right.
And it's about respect. But again, if you're law enforcement, quote unquote, you're supposed to know that. And it's about respect. It's about being discreet. I apologize, X, Y, and Z. No, what you did is you were setting up for an interview you hope to come your way. You was hoping to jump on somebody's podcast, CNN interview, or whatever the case may be. That's exactly what you wanted. You wanted a situation. You wanted the views. You wanted the likes. You wanted the retweets. You wanted somebody to reach out to you and say, hey, can we get an interview, or how you were, quote unquote, profiled? No, as a law enforcement officer, you know exactly how it goes down. We're taught in the academy how car stops go, field training, how car stops go, when you're out on your street, how car stops go, because every single one of them are different. And the first thing we do when we pull up to a car, it's uncertainty. I don't know. You don't know what's under that seat. You don't know what's under that headrest, behind that, on that floor. You don't know nothing. You have a knife on top of your visor. You're telling them all the weapons and guns you have in your car. That's the first thing that you say? Come on, don't play the game with people who's in it on a daily basis. They may fool, Bill, Jill, and everybody else out there in civilian world or TV land. We know what the deal is.
Right.
You wanted something to happen because you wanted something to post.
Exactly.
It was clout seeking.
That's all
and
it
that's
was.
just the way it is.
Clout
Point
seeking.
blank, period. Go ahead, Dre.
I want to touch on what you said. Now, out of all of us, I would say I've probably been pulled over the most, because I like to drive very fast. And the previous car that I had was a Lexus GSF. And I've been pulled over by black officers. I've been pulled over by Spanish officers. I've been pulled over by white officers. And I never had an issue. Why? Because I expressed myself in the proper manner. I lowered my windows, and I expressed all due respect, because I was in the wrong. I should have never been doing 140 or 95 North. And you caught me. Triple C has seen one of them.
You got me.
Triple C seen one. He's seen one of them. Like, I was driving and he's like, damn, who's that? And then, anyway, this guy right here, whatever he is, he's clout chasing because several reasons. Again, like what H said, he never expressed himself and said, hey, I have all my credentials. I'm an officer of the law. Instead, he's like, oh yeah, I have guns and knives. And you have a knife in your ceiling?
Yo, he bugging.
Come on, man.
Come on,
what was
man.
that? What was that?
Really?
The
the Rambo starter kit knife, bro?
what was that? Come on.
Fuck. Like, yo, who really carries that,
Come
bro?
on, man.
I
Come
get
on,
it.
man.
He talking about a wolf pulled over a wolf. Sir, you're not a wolf, and I'll tell you that to your
At
face.
all.
If you
At
ever
all.
showed up to the studio, I'll tell you to your face, you're not a wolf.
Nah.
Because you're dealing with a gorilla. You should have acted accordingly. Because a wolf, if you say you're a wolf, would have acted accordingly. I don't know if I'm picking up a fight. Yeah.
It's not a fight, but at the
It's
end
not
of the
a
day,
fight,
listen.
But what I'm saying is, you're sending out the wrong message.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been pulled over for speeding with my family, by myself, and because I behaved the right way, the courtesy was been given to
Professional
me.
courtesy, yep.
Yeah.
Professional courtesy.
Same
And-
way we've given
And
law
Many
enforcement
law
officers,
but let me
we've
tell
pulled
you,
over.
even before I had the badge, let me tell you something. Before I had the badge, I used to wild out way more. And you know what happened every time I got pulled over? Because I used to get pulled over way before I became a cop. I was respectful. Sir, I apologize. You're
Goes
right.
a
I'm
long
wrong.
way.
I'm wrong. you're right. And they will be like, you know what? Get home safe. Don't do it again. This guy, he's clout chasing, like we said. He did a lot of things wrong. And it's like you as a law enforcement officer with I got my gun on my hip. Let me ask you something, fam. If you're in your seat, right, and he's wearing his body camera, how you know his body camera was on?
Mm-hmm.
Because the body camera light is on the top, not on the side. What are you talking about? Especially if you're in Maryland. In Maryland, the body cameras, the light, if they're recording, it's on the top, not on the side. So what you talking about, fam? You doing too much. If you got something to say, come see me. I'm that serious.
No, my thing is this.
You in the car. You can't see if the body camera light is on.
No.
I'm pretty sure on every car stop, on every time you interact with the public in the state of Maryland, you have to have your body camera on. So that body camera was on. He said, oh no, you got to turn your body camera on. The body camera was on. And how do we know the officer was white? He down there, the area that he described, majority of the officers down there are black or Spanish. But we don't know that because he never said it. He just said it was a white, but we don't know that because we didn't see the officer. Fam, you clout chasing, get off the radio, get off social media because you a clown.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying. You a clown.
Listen. Here at the Silverback Chronicles podcast.
I get a little too hype. My fault.
So good.
Let it out, bro.
He's a clown. Get out of here.
Our thing is, if you police, you better be squared away on your business. Because if not, we're going to call you out.
We're going to call you out.
And then and in this incident, homeboy, you was cloud chasing. I don't know what you was trying to prove, but you failed miserably.
You got a towel around your neck. You got...
My man, you bugging. You got an old bottle cap for a hat. Nobody wear that no more, you heard?
Get out of here.
Oh, man, you corny, bro. Hey, yo, my man, I'm going to tell you straight. Hey, yo.
Come to Baltimore with that shit. I'll show you what it is.
Hey, yo, homie. You a bozo. You a bozo. And the reason why I say that, because you shed negative light on what's going on right now for your personal reasons, bro.
Right.
We live and we do this every day, all day.
Let me another thing he said. Oh, I was scared for my life. Word? You scared for your life? That means you never been shot at. That means you never fought. You scared because you was involved in a traffic stop. And you got all your credentials. What you scared of? What you scared of? What you scared of? Fam, anytime I've been involved in a traffic stop, I'm never scared. Why? Because I'm in the right. Even though I was in the wrong, because I was speeding. But, hey, and then you know what? You could have given me my ticket. There's one time, a good friend of mine, he's an officer, he told my joint. He told it because I was in the wrong. Did I complain? Did I fight? No, I was in the wrong.
Yo, it's all good. The thing is, he was cloud chasing. You picked the wrong time and the
right time.
You picked the wrong time and the perfect storm because we're gonna check you on it.
Yeah, we're gonna check you. And then you got a black hat. Come on, fam. Yo, there's a lot going on, yo. You got a knife. You got a knife in your visor.
Hey, yo,
who does that?
Who cares?
Tactically.
Man,
Tactically. Somebody's breaking. Hey, yo, fam. I wish I could say your name, but I don't because I feel like you will sue. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could say your name, but I feel like you will sue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chill. It's not,
I'm not gonna say his name, but what I'm saying is, tactically, you talking. I got knives in my visor and all.
Come on,
who puts a knife in their visor?
The Rambo started.
Fam, I'm sure you got kids, right? Somebody break into your car, now they got a free knife. Fam, you a bozo.
Gracious.
Come see me. I don't care.
Relax. My thing is this. Listen, here at the Silverback Chronicles podcast. Listen, we real officers and we gorillas.
We can have a conversation.
Listen.
Oh shit.
Like gentlemen, I'm sorry, my fault.
Listen.
You know why? Because now you're spreading a negative message.
It's just like I was saying, man. It's just BS propaganda that he's spreading into. The propaganda police doing X, Y, and Z. That's why he said. That's why he said, "Well, you have the right to whatever." You spreading that BS propaganda.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing, bro.
You just want to continue the black cloud over law enforcement.
You know what it is?
That cloud.
Because yes, I get it. He has credentials, but how about the people that don't have credentials? And that's what here in the Silverback podcast, we're here to defend the people that don't have credentials. Because the people that don't have credentials, when they try that nonsense that he did, it's not gonna go so well.
But we don't even know if he got credentials because he ain't even say it in his post.
Technically, yeah.
Where he's from.
He showed
He's
a
saying that
badge.
he's law enforcement. That's it. Anybody
That's all.
can say that.
Anybody can say law enforcement.
Yeah,
Anybody can have a little pistol with him.
Talking about he a wolf. Fam, you're not a wolf.
Nah, chill.
Talking about this is the scariest experience I've ever experienced.
You
never been through. You never come through Baltimore.
You act like a poodle, bro.
Yeah, Wolfpack went out in the 90s.
Yeah, you talking about you a wolf. You're not a wolf. If that's the scariest,
went out in the 90s.
yo, if that's the scariest experience you ever had, you're not a wolf.
That's sad. But listen, at the end of the day, we called you on your bluff, bro. Yeah, stop doing that because you put a black eye on law enforcement, and we're not gonna have that.
And not only that, thanks to what you just said, but you're gonna get innocent people killed because they feel like they can say what you said.
Right. On the dumb shit that you came up with.
Instead of educating them, you want to enable the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, what you said was bullshit.
Cloud chasing, bro. But you know what? I tell you what though. I hope you hear this, and if you feel some kind of way, it's okay. Silverback Chronicles Podcast. You get us on Instagram, Facebook. We worldwide now, baby. If you feel some kind of way, leave a comment.
Yo, but
leave your number, and we'll call you, and we'll dedicate an episode just on your interaction with that particular officer. I hope you took down his name and badge number, so we can further and evaluate what actually happened with that incident. Because you only showed your side. You didn't show the entire police interaction or incident in reference to being pulled over.
I hate to say this, not something you said. What police officer pulls you over because you picked the wrong intersection?
How about that?
Come on, man. Come on, you clout chasing.
You got to remember, you
didn't even smoke no weed. You didn't run a red light. He didn't even say, yo, a police officer just pulled me over because I ran a red light.
But see, Dre, you got to remember, he didn't say this shit for us.
No.
Because we know what the deal is. He said this for the motherfuckers who don't know, the civilians who don't do what we do. Because to us, anybody, no matter what agency, you're like, why would he do that? He's saying it for the people who don't do what we do, who not in the game.
Right.
What he's doing is he's furthering that propaganda that, on car stops, this is what they do to you. He knows exactly.
That's like LeBron James saying, why ain't you shoot the three when you could have went for the dunk?
Come on.
Kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. He knows who he's speaking. He's not speaking to his law enforcement agency. He ain't speaking to us. He ain't speaking to the law enforcement community. He's not speaking to us. He's speaking to the civilians who don't know.
Yeah, but
who wants to know who goes based upon what the media says.
But what I'm saying,
where
Sarge,
the pendulum swings.
What I'm saying is, what he's doing that is gonna get more people in danger.
Not true. I agree.
Because they're gonna behave like him.
I agree.
And not knowing that it comes with
that's just the act. That's just the actor trying to play the victim.
Right. And if you're in law enforcement, you should never behave that way. Teach people the right way.
If he's in law enforcement.
If he's in law enforcement.
He'll be a security guard.
Word.
Because a wolf pulled over a wolf.
That's kind of basic stuff to me.
That's basic information you should know as a law enforcement officer.
Car stops to me. Every time I get pulled over, that's
now if he was security, armed security.
He probably was a security guard.
Listen, if he was armed security
working about it.
Listen. If he was armed security working in front of the dealership, I get it.
Protected a lot.
If you work in front of the Chevy for the overnight.
You work for Brinks Road. Pay the deposit.
You know what I mean? Keep the blocks clean at night, Jack.
Oh my goodness.
Make sure the deposits are good.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Goodness gracious.
Poppy, stop spreading the wrong message.
But stop doing that. Hit us up, Silverback Chronicles Podcast. We can talk about it.
That's it. That's all we want to do is talk about it. We spreading positive messages and we giving people, we're educating.
We're trying to bridge the gap. We ain't trying to make it worse, bro.
You trying to retract what we doing.
Word. Triple C, what else we got?
Yo, we good.
We good. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a shout out to my brother T. Listen, I love you, bro.
T-Bone.
I appreciate you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, 17 years of law enforcement experience. Another 7.5 years of being a supervisor.
A successful black man.
successful black man from Baltimore City, homegrown. You heard?
Listen,
And
man.
went to Poly.
Hey,
Word.
man, shout out, right?
So that
Shout
means,
out to them
so that means he's
boys, right?
smart. Does that mean he's smart? That means he's
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
Yeah,
The
doubt.
best of the best.
You gotta get
Word.
2 degrees.
Krim,
You gotta
baby.
get 2 degrees to go.
Come
to
on
college,
now.
man.
Word.
But hey,
High
man, hey, listen. Thanks
engineering,
no doubt.
That's the only engineering high school in this area. So he got 2. So he gets 2 degrees. He gets an engineering, and then he gets a Maryland State.
And
Maryland
it
State means
took-
nothing to a poly engineer.
Wow.
The engineering degree is the one that they want.
And I just want to say, man, honestly, I appreciate being here. And like I said again, we family. So it's like I want to say thank you. But then it's like I'm so proud of y'all for even having it.
Nah, this is
You know what I'm
ours.
saying? Just the platform that y'all two developed, man. Y'all three developed. And I'm just appreciative to be a part of it, man. And whatever I can do, like I said, from Genesis to help y'all broaden it, support it, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'd love being here because it just feel like talking how we normally do.
Yeah,
How we
absolutely.
normally do, whether we out on the lot somewhere or sitting at the
Yo.
bar somewhere or out on the back or whatever.
After roll
This is
call,
after
shift.
This is just talking shit and being honest, and that's just how we always
We didn't even
been,
get
man.
to sports.
Oh man, no,
know.
we didn't get it to.
But
I didn't get a chance to school
That's
y'all.
later.
Man.
That's later. That's
Hey,
later.
yo, no. Hey,
You
bro.
gotta come back. You gotta come
I
back.
ain't
Yo,
get a
but
chance
you-
to sports
But you
genius.
got to come back, though.
Oh,
You gotta
I
come
will.
back for
I
that.
will.
You gotta come
I
You
will,
got to
man.
come back.
I have come back with my sports genius hat, man. I put it on.
Who you want to shout out? Who you want to shout out?
Here, man. This guy Dre, man.
see it, right?
He owe me dinner.
Right.
I do owe you.
Yo,
that.
you owe me
You
dinner.
do.
I made a bet with him. I think it was last year.
Don't
You know-
listen. Don't do boxing. I'm telling you.
No.
I'm
Our
telling you.
birthdays-
Me and T all about that work.
I know.
You heard?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on now.
I learned my lesson.
Man,
So
look-
my birthday's on the 3rd. His birthday's on the 4th.
Second.
Second.
I'm sorry.
Yes, second.
And
Listen, a hard head make a soft ass. You heard?
But COVID did all that.
Yeah,
So
a couple
good.
of birthdays ago, we would go out and hang out, man.
Yeah, all the
Celebrate our
time.
birthdays together, man. Down at Fridays or whatever, man. I would just shout out the Adams clan, man. Let me shout out all my Northeast family.
Word.
I can't drop names, but you guys know who you are. I miss y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate everything y'all did for me and tolerating me, no doubt. My brothers, y'all too, and I can just name so many. My man JJ, my brother Serrano,
It goes on.
Dolomite.
Yeah, it goes on. And on.
Dolomite. It could go
Episode
on
20
and on.
right there. Dolomite.
Right.
What'd you think about that episode?
I loved it.
Dolomite.
Actually, let me tell you, here's the crazy thing. We was just talking today, and I told him, my little brother, London. I just said, London. I hit him up. Both
We're gonna
of them.
get him
I
on
said-
here soon.
I said, listen, y'all planning on taking this test, sergeant test,
Be
the
serious
upcoming
about
test.
it. Yeah.
I said, listen, anything y'all need, any type of strategy, any type of thinking, y'all, whatever, hit me up any freaking time.
Right.
Dosing, me and him was corresponding early, a couple hours before I actually came up here, whatever. I want the best for them. I want the best for all y'all, my brothers, because we family. And like I said again, with him, whether it's my boy Gauze, who I brought up, from back in the day, he doing his thing down there,
Sergeant.
2100, right?
He'll be on episode 33.
Oh my goodness, that's bro. When I say
claimed it already.
when I say that's my little brother, him, London, dudes who I raised when they were pups.
You raised London since he was a
Yes,
pup.
yes, London.
Me too. But
Yeah,
London
yeah.
said before. All of us,
Man,
bro.
me too.
Man,
Me too. I'm a
Man,
part of
listen,
that.
I remember
Word.
I was riding with Gauze, and I remember, man, we was going to Hartford Road to I don't know if it was a Signal 31. It was a Code 1 call. And at his point in time in training, and Gauze, he'll remember this if you listen to it, he'd be like, oh man, hey, should I go faster? I'm like,
Slow down.
slow down. You ain't no good
Word.
if we crashing up on Northern Parkway in Old Hartford.
We ain't helping
We
nobody.
ain't helping nobody down there
Word.
if we ain't get there. And every time we was actually in sergeant school together. I'm so proud of that dude.
Right.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the emotional type, but every time we see each other, we was actually in sergeant sergeant school together and all that stuff or whatever. I'm so proud of him because he was one of my trainees when I was an FTO.
Dope.
Who I took under my wing. Him, London, when he first came there, like those, I want them to do the absolute best.
Shining stars.
And that's what matters to me. Like, no BS. It's like everybody, the brothers that was under that brotherhood, I want everybody to blossom and grow, man. Like, it ain't no fun for me. Like, I don't give a damn. Yeah, I'm taking the lieutenant's test. I don't give a fuck about captains and majors. I want everybody else who's with that. If you don't want your party to come up, if you don't want your brothers to come up, it's something wrong with you.
And that's why we created. And that's why we created this
something wrong
platform.
with you when you don't want your fam, your brothers to come up and to join you and even surpass you because you want the best for them. That's it.
Yes.
But you gotta have it in your heart.
Got to.
You gotta have it in your heart.
Zero hate.
And just like you said, that's why we was different as a shift.
Absolutely. Because we wanted to see everybody shining.
Absolutely.
It'll never be, and all three of us now are doing different things than what we doing when we was originally met, man. But we shining, man, and I just want the best for all of them. So that's why I hit up, Dolomite, I hit up London, and some other people. JJ, I got him. McLeod. I hope
Raph just take it serious.
Bro, he is.
Take it serious.
He is.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? That's been Dolomite's problem, too, because he always play around.
Yep.
Pass the written like it's nothing.
Bruh, yep. When it's time to do it. So, yeah, he hit me back with some stuff or whatever, and I told him, I said, listen, man, I don't give a damn if it's 1:30 in the morning, too, because you know how we get that money.
Right.
So we don't never sleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Money
you
never
can't make no
sleeps.
money at home.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, bro, I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, you brainstorm something, you curious about something, hit me up. And this is no BS. I'll show you my phone now. We was hitting each other up earlier today. Because I want him to do it because he deserves to get it.
It's finally
He's been running it for I don't know how long.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want the best for my people and my brothers, man, because honestly, at the end of the day, when we all retire, we step away from this stuff, it ain't gonna be about looking about our badges, whatever they may be, whether it's detective or sergeant, lieutenant. It's going to be about the relationships we develop and we culture. That's what it's going to be. The relationships and the memories. 100%. If you don't have that badge, that plaque badge, or
don't
that
mean
replica
nothing.
don't mean shit.
Nope.
Sitting up on your wall and all that other type of stuff. Because when you go to your next career, your job, they don't give a damn about that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's what I want the most, man, out of all that, for everybody to do well, everybody to be safe, man, everybody to come up. That's it.
That's amazing.
That's short, brothers.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 28. I want to thank my brother T for coming out. I appreciate his wisdom. I appreciate his growth, his knowledge, because I was a pup coming up in the game. And he grabbed me and was like, listen, when I believe my first interaction with T was when, we had to hold a house. Newly promoted Sergeant Thacker shout out Sergeant
LT. Yep.
And that was the first time we came in that interaction. And ever since then, he groomed me. Our bond has never been unbreakable.
Never.
And he's been promoted and he's doing phenomenal things where he's at. And we only bring people on here that we love, we cherish, and we appreciate what they do and contribute, because that's what this Silverback Chronicles podcast is about. It's about bridging the gap, bringing real people here, giving real life situations, showing real growth about the job, because we take it serious. Our families eat off of what we do.
Yes, sir.
And there's no BS in what we telling you.
No BS.
So with that being said, episode 28, please tell a friend to tell a friend. Dre, what else you got?
I want to say thank you to Sarge right here, because when I came up from walking foot,
which we all have,
right, yeah, he grabbed me up. You know what I'm saying? Him and JJ put me in the car together. I mean, they made me drive. They made me get to know the whole area.
let me tell you something about Dre real quick. I'm gonna tell you why I took the Dre, because Dre came out of nowhere. Because you came from another district, right? Or another whatever.
Nah, I came from downtown.
He was downtown.
Right. Okay, so and he came to 2. And I remember
Warford.
Right,
shout out to him.
Supervisor,
Shout out to Warford.
Shout out to
Love you, Warford.
Right.
Warford.
And I remember, and I was like, well, who is this dude? And again, we go back to that old thing that I keep saying. Real, recognize real. I can't remember the call or the situation, but I remember my man wanted to throw hands. And let me tell you, for a guy like me,
I don't remember that.
I like that.
Right. Okay.
I like that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, who is this dude? First, I'm like, who is this dude? And I don't know if I was coming off a vacation or whatever. I'm like, who is this? Whatever. So when I got to pick his brain a bit, and like I said again, me and JJ, we put him in the car, whatever. And the first thing was like, honestly, I detect people that's genuine.
Right.
That's real.
Right.
I don't care where you from, but Dre was real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how him and I bonded in two. And I took him under my wing. And then next thing you know, he coming out to my house, we playing Madden.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, we sitting at the bar during our birthdays. When your birthday? March 3rd. When your birthday? March 2nd. Oh, let's go ahead. That's how it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, listen, it was all equal, bro.
Nah, I love that. It was dope. And, I'm sorry that we don't talk all the time, but now you told me a lot, and I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome, man.
With that being said, like, it's all love.
All love.
Told me a lot, and
Listen, we do this.
growing, man.
This comes from the heart, from the mi corazón.
I'll never forget it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad my brother came out. Listen, this ain't gonna be the first and the last time you hear from him, because we got more stories to talk about, especially when it comes to sports. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we ain't even cracked that.
Word.
I keep losing to him.
I know. Listen, we can talk all day.
I'm gonna keep taking Dre money, baby. I'm gonna keep taking Dre money.
hey, he gonna learn one day.
One day.
I just lost recently on the Usman and Masvidal fight.
Yeah, we were just the Usman Masvidal fight.
That was
I
a good-
to tell him.
that was a
I
good
didn't
fight.
bet him, but I still owe him a steak at
Still owe me a
Longhorns.
steak dinner.
Son, you got to pay up, son. You got to pay up.
COVID.
No. Listen,
You
hey,
go, you go,
hey,
You go
hey,
Chris.
you can pick the shit up and y'all can eat in the park or something.
Oh
That's a fact.
my goodness.
Word.
Roof Chris delivers though, bro.
Word.
But I
could
told him
grill
I was
it.
gonna go easy on him. I said, "Hey man, let's just go to Longhorn, baby.
There you go. Keep it simple.
I ain't hurting you that bad."
Word.
Love.
You know what? Now that I'm a detective, we could do something like
Yeah, you got some extra chicken. Spin that.
Yeah, maybe we could make it happen.
But listen, world, listen. Here at the Silverback Chronicles podcast, your boy Big H, Dre, Triple C. We love you. We appreciate you. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Leave your comments. We will answer any questions that you have inquiring about any incident. Whatever you got to ask, we're going to answer. And we appreciate you. We love you. Listen, be safe. And COVID is serious, so please keep your distance 6 feet away from everybody. And
Don't let nobody sneeze on you.
word. And until next week, we love you. Stay safe and peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback podcast are those of the hosts, producers, and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes, but not exclusive to, the Department of Defense and/or the Baltimore City Police Department.